CDP Engineers has created a quantum GIS project compiled with the data downloaded from the Department of Geographic Information, or DGI's, hosted website KyGeoNet. The file geodatabase feature class layers have been downloaded, symbolized, and saved into a QGIS project. The dataset groups include boundaries, elevation, environment, fish and wildlife, geodesy, geophysical, recreation, soils, transportation, utilities, and water resources. So let's take a look at each of these subgroups, and we're going to begin with boundaries. I'm just going to highlight a couple of layers within each of these groups. We can look at city points or corporate, county, or state boundary lines. There's layers for fire tax, watershed tax districts, school districts, local parks, major river basins, ecoregions, physiographic regions, zip codes. If we look in elevation, there's ground control points, hydro and force break lines. Within the environment subgroup, there's agricultural stockyards and climate observation points, endangered fish species, alternative fuel stations, solid waste landfills, environmental justice, national land cover. Within the fish and wildlife layer, there's elk release sites and fish access sites, hydrologic unit data on conservation areas, bird conservation areas, reptile priority areas, wildlife regions, elk management zone counties. Within the geodesy subgroup, there's horizontal and vertical controls and Kentucky core sites and KGRN sites. Within the geophysical subgroup, there's information for oil and gas wells, fossil points. There's information for mineral operations, contours, geologic faults, coal beds, karst topography, mining data, sinkholes. Within the recreational group, there's Kentucky horse racing tracks. There's Kentucky State Park information, such as information sites, park lodges, public structures, campsites, trailheads, state recreational trails, local and federal recreational trails, historic trails, state park boundaries. Within the soils subgroup, there's the NRCS soil survey points, soil special features, thematic maps set up to show land capability, drainage class, farmland classification, flooding frequency, parent material, suitability information. Within the transportation subgroup, there's local and state and rail mile points. There's a railroad subgroup that includes active and abandoned railroads. There's bicycle and pedestrian trails and facilities. There's the Kentucky State Roads. There's an airport subgroup that includes airport locations and runways. Within the utilities subgroup, there's an electric and gas group. There's also a communications group that includes land, mobile, radio, TV, wireless communications, exchange areas, antenna structures. Within the water resources group, There's information such as groundwater springs, wells, CSOs and outfalls, regulated dams, gauging stations, information from the Department of Water set up for springs and lakes to show aquatic life, drinking water, recreation, fish tissue consumption, overall use, swimming, designated use waters, special use waters, peak flow data, lakes, streams, water bodies, basin management units, bioregions, MS4 communities. And those are just some of the layers that can be found within the groups within this Quantum GIS project. Thanks for watching this video.